cyber stories and their real legislative outcomes. What does this mean? We can use the power of storytelling, the power of the stories of real-life EU citizens to inspire and move our policymakers, to bring them closer to their constituency, to enhance youth participation, cooperation, and participation in events like these too. Cyber harassment takes many forms. We've heard about cases with hate comments, doxing, cyber stalking, and if we look at what this will look like in 30 or 40 years, even 5 or 10, all we can imagine is what happens when AI becomes more advanced, or when the metaverse and virtual reality become normalized and accessible in our everyday lives. What will this type of harassment look like? There is this gap in our legislation, because if we start legislating today, for us to have successful and effective legislation, it would take us maybe 3-4 years for it to be successfully implemented in each member state. Now, if in 5 years the technology develops again, we have that gap. Our vision is to bridge that gap using testimonials from our citizens by giving a platform for mutual and effective communication between the EPP and its citizens. We are here to listen, and we are here to enact change.
Today, we are here together to break the silence, to listen and share our stories. That's why I want to talk and give you a small story I want to share with you. I want to talk about a small boy of 12 years old who was sitting in front of the class with red hair, small glasses, but he was not happy. He was in pain. He was lonely. He was bullied with many things, like he was getting his bag, opened it full of ink, dripping on the floor. Then after that he picks the bag up, goes to the playground, and had the kick me sign on the back. Today it's everywhere. We don't have any stop. It's not only anymore physical. It's on the cell phone. It's a weapon for the bullies to get the people who are so vulnerable to us. Today, we need to change the point that these people are getting the problems. Not only on the physical part, but if they are getting into the life, they want to get a step higher. But they need to have the help of the psychologist. That story I want to tell to you is my story. I was that guy 15 years ago, sitting here in the front with the tears in their eyes. Today, that's why I'm here. I want to spread the word. I want to break the silence.
Thank you for sharing. In this part, we're going to blow you away with some facts and figures. Let me start. 1 in 5 EU citizens calling upon mental health issues and mental health helplines are victims of cyberbullying. 1 in 6. Look around. It's 1 in 6 of you. Second one. 1 in 10 children every month are victims. But the sad part here is it's not even a crime in most of its member states. That brings me to the third fun fact. 24 member states haven't even criminalized this issue. At least, not yet. This is where we come in. To help you target the right audience for this social media campaign, we suggest 2 ways of connecting the youth with the EPP, but also bringing the politicians to us. We want to focus, like my colleague told us, on online testimonials from real-life survivors. We don't like to call them victims. I'm talking Facebook, I'm talking Instagram, and even TikTok. We need to collect these stories. The second and the main character of this campaign will be direct dialogue platforms. I'm pretty sure the EPP is well familiar with those. These will allow EU citizens to voice their concerns and share their ideas with us. We believe by monitoring this platform, we can turn real concerns into real policy.
The truth is that people often witness cyber harassment online and they don't act to stop it. In some cases, it has become normalized. This is an opportunity to change that together with EPP. Give young people a chance to share their ideas, to share their stories on how to create a safer online environment while participating in the great democracy which EU provides us with. Give them a chance to tell their story. And don't be afraid to take a chance of your own. Please, now, raise your hands, those of you who know someone or is someone who has been a victim of bullying. Well, look around, and these are just the cases we know of. So let's put an end to this. Use your vote to turn these sad stories into stories which can change Europe for the better. This is about all of us. Thank you.
Is that done? I'm nervous now. I think Maria, this is perhaps a good one to come to you on. This is an issue close to your heart.
Absolutely, and thank you to each and every one of you. Incredibly powerful presentation, that's first and foremost. Incredibly storytelling in your own way. And often what we find in this house, some tell it very statistically based, but we actually are here as human beings and we represent human beings. So what you did there was incredibly powerful. So thank you very, very much for awarding us all your lived experiences and your time. I'm really proud to say as an EPP group, we've really led out on this, particularly around mental health supports. Second leading cause of death right now in the EU for young people is death by suicide. And when you pointed out and you asked us all to raise our hands on who knows people who have been bullied, ourselves, whose mental health has been impacted, I can imagine everyone would put both their hands up, because the world of online as well as offline is blending and becoming more and more negative, unfortunately, as the years go by and technology is at the pace it is. We've recently stepped into the space of lived experience and hearing from a woman called Jackie Fox around an Irish legislation piece of work called Coco's Law in honour of her daughter, nicknamed Coco. So as you were sharing there, I was saying it was re-energising myself and my colleagues here to step back into that space now post-summer recess to make sure by the end of this mandate that every member state hears that. I mean, I have no comments and apologies for continuing on. Our chairman has come in. No better time to talk about new initiatives and continuing of initiatives when the chairman arrives and we can reiterate our work on Coco's Law and mental health. But an extraordinary important message, and I really, really wish you well, because I can tell you that our chairman here and many in their group are emotively driven to make policy change around cyberbullying and the impact it has on younger generations. So thank you very much. Gurmí an Margaret.
Thank you, Maria. Okay, we're just going to take a couple of questions from the audience on this idea. As we see, Manfred Weber has arrived. We'll hear from him any moment. But number 6, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. The thing is, like, a lot of school children already engage in cyberbullying. And how do you want to criminalize, I don't know, a 9-year-old who bullies a 10-year-old online? So what do you think can be actually done in a legislative way not to criminalize children? Or where do you think actually a policy can stop cyberbullying at a young age? Thank you.
Well, I believe criminalizing cyberbullying is not about putting children in prison. I believe it's about taking a stand and showing that it's a serious matter, and that we pay attention to that.
Yeah? Anyone else? No? Let's take another question quickly. Yeah, right up at the back. No chance I'm seeing that number. Just shout it out maybe to this staff back there, they can hear you.
735.
735, we've got you, thank you.
Governments always seem to be playing catch-up with legislation, and to touch on MEP Walsh's point, in 2021 the Irish Government passed a piece of legislation criminalising the distribution of intimate images, and this was named Coco's Law. This legislation came after the untimely death of Nicole Fox, who took her own life. How do we push legislators to implement these effective, long-standing legislations across the Member States before it's too late?
Thank you for that question. I know that Nicole is an inspiration to all of us here who believe in mental health activism, and I truly believe that if we continue telling stories, if we continue bringing lived experiences to the forefront of our politics, that our policymakers will automatically become moved, because we are all human, and at the end of the day, politics is personal. It is about the connection between our representatives and our citizens. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're gonna go to the vote. So remember, the question is, would this social media campaign stop you from scrolling on your phone? So, the vote is open. Good. We've had a bit of sort of in-chair lobbying already for some other of the ideas. So, remember, obviously the green one is in favour, abstain is the white one, and the red one is against. Okay, we're going to move pretty quickly. So get your vote in if you haven't registered it yet. You've got about 5 more seconds. Okay, the vote is closed. Let's see the result. 167 in favour, 111 against, 39 abstentions. I think you've done pretty well there, guys. Big congratulations. Perhaps we'll see you later. Well done. Big round of applause.